For 11 days, the German Shepherd had not left the baby's side. They had called it devotion. Then they called it obsession. Then, on night 11, the father locked him out of the room, and in the silence that followed, he heard something that made him understand exactly what he had just done. Axel was a 3-year-old German Shepherd, 85 pounds, the dark sable kind with a face that was more expressive than most dogs, and a focus that his owners had always described as intense but calm. He had been trained to a high standard and had maintained it without pressure. He was not a dog who did things without reason. The reason for what started on a Monday in February, nobody in the house understood at the time. Their daughter Noah was 4 months old. She had been a healthy newborn, the kind of baby her parents described as good, meaning she fed reliably, slept in predictable windows, and produced the correct number of wet diapers with the dependable consistency that new parents learn to treat as the only real metric that matters. On Monday, Axel moved his sleeping position. He had been sleeping at the foot of the bed. He moved to the nursery. He lay against the wall nearest the crib and did not come back to the bedroom when called at his usual time. Yael, Noah's mother, found this touching. She told her husband Reuven, and he agreed it was touching. They let it go. By day 4, Axel was pressing his muzzle through the crib slats toward Noah during her waking time, holding position for 2 to 3 minutes at a stretch, his nose inches from her face. Not playful, focused. Reading something. Reuven moved him twice. He returned both times. By day 7, Reuven had stopped describing it as touching and started using the word possessive. He looked up possessive behavior in large breed dogs around infants. What he found concerned him. He discussed it with Yael. She agreed they needed to manage it. They started closing the nursery door at night. Axel sat against it. They heard him shift his weight on the hardwood every hour until morning. Night 10, Reuven heard him hit the door at 2:30 a.m. Not scratching, impact. Shoulder weight, once. Reuven got up, told Axel to go to his bed, and stood in the hallway until the dog complied. He stood there for a few minutes after, listening. Noah was quiet. Everything was quiet. He went back to bed. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Night 11, the door was closed before they came to bed. Axel sat against it. At 1:58 a.m., a sound came from behind the closed nursery door. Not crying, not fussing, a small, irregular sound that Reuven had not heard Noah make before. He opened the door. Noah's face had a color in the dim nightlight that Reuven recognized from nothing in his previous experience, but which his body understood before his mind caught up. He picked her up. Her skin was cold. Her body was wrong. He called Yael. He called emergency services. He started rescue breathing at the dispatcher's instruction. Noah had experienced a severe apnea event. The pause in her breathing had lasted long enough that without intervention within the next several minutes, the outcome would have been different. The neonatologist, Dr. Yonit Shapira, was direct with them. The intervention time was close. It was not comfortable close, she asked. What made you go in? Reuven was quiet. Then he said, the dog had been trying to tell me for 11 days, and last night I finally heard something myself. Dr. Shapira looked at him. She did not say anything immediately. Then she said, there is documented research on dogs detecting preapneic respiratory chemistry changes in infants. They register the exhaled compound shift before any monitor in a residential setting would alarm. What your dog was doing at the crib was consistent with detection behavior. She paused. You closed the door. He still found a way to reach you. Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. They came home 4 days later. Noah, with a cardiorespiratory monitor on her chest, its small green light blinking in the bassinet. Reuven opened the front door. Axel was there. He walked past both parents, went to the bassinet, pressed his muzzle through the mesh side panel, and inhaled. Long, slow, measured. Then he exhaled and lay down beside it. Reuven sat on the floor next to him. He put his hand on the dog's back and felt him breathe. He did not say anything. There was nothing adequate to say. Axel had been at the nursery door for 11 nights, running a protocol no one had taught him, reporting what he found, every morning through 11 days of being corrected and closed out and managed. On night 11, he had been locked out of the room and had found the only remaining option: make enough noise to bring the right person to the right place before the window closed. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. The nursery door has not been closed since.